Welcome back to another vlog. Firstly, I want to say sorry for my absence for quite a few weeks. The hard drive that I store everything on crashed, and I tried everything. I took it to Apple, I called like a tech person, and I have no idea what to do. It just crashed, and fortunately it didn't destroy my computer or my laptop, but all the footage that I had shot just magically disappeared. So I did think about trying to maybe reshoot it, but then I also took the opportunity to really sit down and sort of think about what sort of videos I wanted to be making for this channel. And you can probably guess from the title of this video, it's a day in the life of an athlete who works full-time. And I guess that's really what I want the theme of my channel to be. I really want to show you guys realistically what it's like to train at an elite level and work full-time, because in Australia, it is just not possible 99% of the time, if you're a female, to have a career as an athlete and not have to work in some way. So it is slowly getting better. There are some sports such as golf, and I think AFL and maybe soccer have full-time contracts that you could live off and like be an athlete. But for most sports, that's probably not going to happen. So I feel like one of the reasons why a lot of girls drop out of sport is because they know that it's not like financially viable for them to do both. So hopefully by me having this channel, you can see that, yeah, it is a lot of work, but it is rewarding, and you can see the realities of it. So that's kind of the goal of my channel, I guess you could say. So this is sort of, I guess, a bit of a relaunch. But I do want to catch you up on a few things that have been happening. So as you know, my season last year was not so great. At the end of it, Russ and I sat down and we really did quite a deep analysis, and we've made quite a lot of changes. So we are now entering the second block of training, and I feel like things are going good. We definitely have a lot more measures in place, and I myself am trying to be a lot better at tracking and managing everything. In particular, I am really prioritizing self-care and recovery. I maybe look a little bug-eyed this morning for two reasons. One, my dad got influenza A, and he is quite sick for a couple of weeks, and he's still really quite sick now. I got a little bit of a head cold from it. Both my mum and I did have the flu shot. My dad didn't, so that's why he got quite sick. So mum and I basically just got the equivalent of a head cold and a sore throat. But something we are both noticing is that it does just seem to linger. Like dad now, I think he's in sort of his third week of having influenza A, and he's starting to pick back up now, and he's been told it'll be about a month before he starts to feel like himself again. Whereas mum and I, we sort of lasted about a week and a half, and then we both sort of picked up this head thing. And yeah, we're just noticing it just doesn't kick off. Like, you can't get rid of it as quickly as you would a general head cold. So we're both trying to be very sensible, get into bed early and that sort of stuff. Doesn't help by the fact that the comm games are on, and last night was the first night of athletics. So I try not to stay up super late. I'm hoping I'll be able to watch a replay today while I'm at work doing some data entry. But yes, so I am a little flat, but we'll see how the day progresses. But back to my original point, we are in our second week, a second block of training. I think things are going well. Luckily, I think I mentioned this in an earlier blog, but my coach is a teacher, and he mostly works as a head of department for schools. He used to work at an all-boys school here in Brisbane, but he had long service leave last year, and during that time he actually was offered another job at a co-ed school. So that school now, with some of those better or more serious athletes, are starting to filter through to our squad, which is really wonderful. They're lovely additions. Most of them are sprinters, so I do get people to do speed work with. But we did just welcome another 400 runner, Michaela, from another squad. She actually works with my old coach. Paul. He moved to Melbourne for a job, and I didn't follow him down there. And then I'm not sure whether it was only a contract or he decided he didn't like it, but he came back, and some of the squad I was in did go back to Paul, but he's based out of Cusack, and Cusack is just not a viable permanent training option for me. It's just too far away from where I live and work. And so UQ is where I'm just used to going to as well. So, but Michaela goes to UQ, so going to Cusack every day to train is not practical for her. Also, I feel like Paul squad might train in the morning and during the day, and Michaela has university during the day, whereas we're an afternoon evening squad, so that's quite good. So yeah, it's really wonderful. Michaela is still sort of getting up to speed on everything, so it's mostly just Will and I doing sessions together, but Michaela will hopefully be joining us again very soon. Today is one of my days in the office. I do come into the office 3 days a week now, Monday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and they're just days I have track sessions. I work from home on the days I don't have track sessions, just because it does give me a little bit of extra recovery. I am very lucky in that respect, and I try very hard not to abuse it or complain too much when I have to come in, because I really do appreciate the fact that, 2 days a week I get to sleep a little bit later, and then when I'm finished work, I'm just at home and I can get things organised and then have an earlier night than what I would, on days when I'm in the office and then have track. So today is just an office day. There's nothing seriously exciting happening at the moment. Tomorrow, our big boss is up. He's just up for some general meetings and he's just coming by the office to see everyone. It does also coincide with someone's birthday, so there will be, I guess, a bit of an afternoon tea. We're just doing cake, tea, coffee and drinks. It's nothing major. Today, I think the only real thing I have today is we are doing our performance plans for the years. They're called scorecards, balanced scorecards actually. I've basically just thrown a whole bunch of stuff in the document, and I'll just, personally, I don't care. Just tell me what I need to do for the year and that's what I'll do. I'm not super stressed about it. They are rewriting my position description again. This is just kind of like an ongoing saga. I have a role, but what I do never really reflects what the position description is. So that's why I don't really give it too much thought and heed. And to be completely honest with you, I am thinking it's probably time to start looking for another job. I just don't think this one they're ever going to get the role right, and I don't think it will ever reflect what I actually do. And that's concerning for me because these balanced scorecards now, they have like percentages and numbers attached to them, and you have to reach a certain percentage or point score to get the aggregate for over the year and therefore be eligible for a pay increase. And in theory that's just never going to happen for me because my role is so different to what I do in reality than on paper. So it's probably time to start thinking about moving on, because I don't want to be negatively impacted just because they cannot accurately reflect on paper what I actually do. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I don't expect anything exciting. We are chasing down some overdue stuff. I sent out all that stuff yesterday, and I did have a few missed calls, naturally, after I finished work for the day. But they don't leave voicemails. I don't understand why you don't leave voicemail. People, if you leave a voicemail, I'll call you back. But I won't call back a number that didn't leave a voicemail because firstly, I don't know who I'm calling or what you want, so then I start on the back foot. If it's not something I can help you with, I will pass it to someone who will. But secondly, all the scam callers I've had in the last month have all rung from mobile phone numbers, so I'm just too scared of ringing them back and then giving them access to my personal phone or something like that. So yeah, so I am going to get started now, catch up on some emails that came in overnight, and yeah, just get the day underway. Wednesday afternoon. I don't know if you were able to pick up on it from my day today, but I was the only one in the office. So Wednesdays are a little bit empty in our office. I'm not really sure why. I know at least 2 of the staff do have work from home days on Wednesday, and I'm assuming that one other person just takes it because she knows that 2/3 of her team are out. It shouldn't be that way next week, just because we do have a staff member who's been on leave for a month and they'll be back, and he prefers to be in the office every day. But my boss is usually in, and it's usually good because we can do board stuff and we can talk about a lot of things quite openly that are more of a sensitive nature that the staff don't need to know about just yet. But his wife, whose name is also Lauren, she tested positive for COVID the night before, so he's in 1 week's isolation, so that's fine. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't like the most productive day. I got a lot of little things done, and then I took a few phone calls. I got the data entry done that I needed to do, and then mostly I just did other little things around the office. Tomorrow, like I said, our big bosses are coming up, so I gave the office just a bit of a spring clean. We just have stuff that was a little bit messy, and it just looks neat and tidy. And then I got changed in the office. Usually I do get changed when I get over here, but I sort of figured, hey, I'm in the office, I may as well just take the opportunity and do it. So I drove over here, and I'm just having something small to eat before I go to training. I don't always have something to eat. I usually just have a muesli bar because they sit quite well on my stomach when I train. If I had a really, really big session with lactic acid, I probably wouldn't have had anything at all, just because I like nothing on my stomach. But I was feeling a little bit peckish, and I knew I had the muesli bar, so I had that. I've just been drinking some water, so I'm well hydrated. And I'm going to head into the track in a minute or two, and I need to be on time today because the new squad member Michaela asked me on Monday what time I turn up, so I was like, I better actually turn up on that time. Usually I'm here, I'm just mucking around in the car. So what I have on today is more a speed endurance, so we'll probably do 150s, 120s, maybe some turnaround stuff. But as you can see in the back, I also have my hurdles. The track is technically closed on a Wednesday. Excuse me. So we bring our own equipment, and there's no charge to access the track. So I brought the hurdles. They're just not in the boot because I do have to be in the office again tomorrow, and I'll get home tonight about 7:30, 7:45. I've just packed my training bag for tomorrow, and that's all in the boot, as well as my shoes and that, and I just didn't want to jam everything in there, so I just put that in. Also, when I get home tonight, I take the hurdles out. It's just easy to pull them out rather than sort of try and get in and out of the boot. So I'll just get organised. Sorry, I thought that car was going to come up here and hit me then. I'll just get organised, and then we'll head into the track in a moment. so I'm back home now. The session went really, really well. As you saw, I got to do some hurdle drills. We're trying to reincorporate them so that I don't lose that skill and we're not sort of starting from the back foot again when we start running over them again. And then, unfortunately, I didn't get any footage because college rugby is on at the moment and they just take up all the space and get in absolutely everywhere. And I almost got hit by a ball twice, even though we're meant to be off the track by 6 so that they can start, they come and warm up and just get in the way. It's very frustrating. Anyway, we did some fast 60s and then we did a broken 250 and then we left for the day. Now I've just come home. There was a lot of traffic on the way home. It was a really slow drive home and I've unpacked what I need to take out of the car. I've had something to eat. And now I've packed and unpacked my bag for the day, so I'm all ready for tomorrow. So I'll just take like 10, 15, 20 minutes just to like sort of calm down, make sure I've definitely got everything packed for the day tomorrow, and then I'll jump in, have a bath, and then come back and do some active recovery so that I'm all ready to back up for tomorrow.